Hope everybody is doing well today. Forgive me, I just got back from a long day out. I was hunting for stock for the store, for eBay, and got a stack here of stuff I want to show you guys before I get into the packages here. I think we have 6 packages of which I will be opening up. I've been selling off some DVDs and upgrading to the Blu-ray, and so that's what we're going to be talking about. But first, I want to show you guys maybe about 10 or 15 movies I picked up at the thrift stores today. Movies that, there's some weird ones here. I want to see if any of you guys have heard of any of them, but I'll go through them pretty quickly, and then we'll get right to the unboxing. Tomorrow, I have scheduled part 8. I believe it's part 8 of the horror Blu-ray overview. We're going to go to the shelf out in the living room, and we're going to take a look at my horror Blu-rays. We're getting close to the end of it. Thank you guys for sticking with me and being patient for those. And so, without further ado, I don't have too many people in here right now, but that's okay. I don't know how many people are excited about anime. They should be excited about these particular anime because these, I find, are more universal, the ones that I'm picking up here. My Blu-ray collection consists of a lot of cyberpunk, science fiction, fantasy, action, genre flicks, really, in the anime genre that I think a lot of film fans underestimate because they're animated, and these are adult films, almost all of them that I'm going to show today. So, and they're all upgrades from the DVD copies I have up on eBay right now. I have a couple at the store on consignment, and so we'll talk about that when the time comes. So first thing I picked up at the Restore today was a sealed copy of Drawn Together Season 2 and Drawn Together Season 1. This show, I remember back in the day. I remember really enjoying it back in the day. This was around the time of the reality TV craze that kicked off, in the early part of the new millennium. And, I actually forgot to check these. That one's got a light scratch. The other one is sealed. I checked the rest of the discs. I walked into a thrift shop and they had tons of TV box sets, big TV box sets, and I got them for $2 a piece. Stuff I'm going to be, trading into the store, or selling on eBay. So, Drawn Together. I'm actually looking forward to going back and checking this out because I remember enjoying it. I remember it being totally off the wall and irreverent. And obviously, as you could see on the front here, oh, it's cool. They have different, TV screens, so you could kind of put the one that you want in the front. I'll put the 2 chicks kissing. This is stuff that you just couldn't get away with today. A lot of this stuff. You have like a Betty Boop-like character in the back showing her tits off. It's censored, but they're, showing her boobs. Sorry, guys. Forgive smoothly. Make sure I'm off the internet. All right. So, yeah, Drawn Together, an old Comedy Central cartoon I'm looking forward to tapping back into. Here we have some horror films. I think I already have this one, The Abandoned. I looked up each one of these, and each one of them has like a 2.5 or above. The ones that have like a 1.5 on Letterboxd, I don't think I have the time at 37 years old to dig into those movies that are not so bad that they're good. I find that movies made in the last decade up to this point, horror movies, B movies, it's way, way worse than almost any B movie from the 80s or 90s. I wonder if you guys feel similar about that. But even the aughts has a lot of great B movies. But the last decade, the teens or whatever you want to call it, there was so much garbage and not fun garbage or atmospheric garbage or gory garbage or so bad it's good. We're talking movies that are so boring and they were just made to meet some sort of a quota or make money, pump out garbage. I don't know who's watching most of these films. So you guys let me know if any of these are not even worth having in the collection or watching, because at this point in my life, I do want to have a curated collection. Yes, I have thousands and thousands of movies and games, but it is very curated. Everything on my shelves right now, I'd like to watch at some point in my life. Because it looks somewhat interesting, it sounds interesting, it's got a director or an actor that I appreciate, or a writer. So The Abandoned is one of them. Again, I think this is up in my collection already, but this has Jason Patric, Louisa Krause. It has a couple names there, and so I'm hoping that this one is worth the watch. we'll go through the horror stuff here. Since I've been in a horror mood. I've been watching nothing but horror since the beginning of the month. I think it'll probably continue, too, for the next month or so. Up till October, of course. And then I'll probably be burnt out. But hey, whatever. I'm going to definitely watch horror movies in October. It's just that I started in August this year because I've been neglecting horror this year up to this point. Here we have The Appearing. Again, this is like schlocky Dollar Tree stuff. This is the type of stuff I used to find at Dollar Tree. Some of them are worth owning and watching. Some of them aren't. So again, if you guys have seen any of these, please let me know. This one's from 2014. Here we have one from 05. I didn't feel too as bad picking this one up. Not as bad, but it's not as much of a risk since this one came out in the aughts. 05, of course, it says Bram Stoker's Way of the Vampire. I wonder if it's like Way of the Dragon. Is Chuck Norris in this? That would be sweet. Looks kind of like Antonio Banderas there. It's like a Van Helsing kind of ripoff. And this one is directed, I have to say this name, Sarah Nian Bruce Eduardo Durao. I think those are probably two names, but they don't have a comma or an ampersand to identify that. This one, I don't know much about at all, except for it's made by The Asylum. But I find that this is probably The Asylum's Van Helsing ripoff, if we're being honest. You know what? 05, I bet you I'll enjoy this. I'll bet you it'll be so bad it's good. Here we have an oddly titled one that has middling reviews on Letterboxd, but I'll tell you, as an example, I watched We Summon the Darkness last night, which is a 2019 horror film that has a 2.5 on Letterboxd. Now, I know Letterboxd skews Generation Z, so that's why I like to check IMDb and Letterboxd and a couple other sources to see if it's something that I might enjoy. This one had a 2.5 on Letterboxd. I think that's decent. I watched We Summon the Darkness last night. Has a 2.5 on Letterboxd, and I really liked the film. I gave it a 3.5, so I was way above the 2.5 average for that film. We Summon the Darkness. It's about some girls who meet some guys in the late 80s at a metal show, and one of those groups is not quite what they seem, and things get progressively more and more out of hand, and it's really cool. Johnny Knoxville is in it. He plays like a overzealous, what do they call, televangelist type. But this one, again, The Curse of Buckout Road, a strange name. It does have Danny Glover. That doesn't mean anything over the last 15 years or so. He's been in a lot of straight garbage, like a lot of these veteran actors who have zero integrity and just want a paycheck. Here we have a very odd-looking one. This is bottom of the barrel in terms of ratings everywhere on the internet. But I like the cover. The cover is I thought this was from like the late 80s or 90s. It has just a really shitty look to it. But also like a shot-on-demand sort of look. I don't know. It was intriguing. So, what's up, Dean? Thank you for tuning in. We're going over a quick pickup I got this morning at the thrift shops this afternoon. Then we're going to dig into about 6 packages to unbox of the anime ilk. So, I've been selling off some DVDs and upgrading. This, I believe, is a found footage film. That's another reason why I'm keeping it in the collection. I don't care how bad found footage is. To me, it's still engaging and engrossing and at least something I could laugh at. I've yet to see a found footage horror film that I absolutely hate. I think the lowest I've given is like a 2 or 2.5. 2 is getting there. 2.5 is middling. But this is called the Linda Vista Project. Your bed is ready. It's got a bunch of names no one knows. Welcome to the Asylum of Eternal Damnation. A film by J.J. Rogers. No idea who that is. It just has that really low budget shot on video kind of look. Of course, it was probably shot digitally, but here we have, let's do The Ninth Passenger. This is a little slasher on a frigate. I like the setting. We'll give this one a shot. It came out 2018, and it's a nice, brief 76 minutes. I like that, especially these days where I don't have too much time. Next up, we have one that looks really cool. I think this one will be good. The Nanny. The shots on the back are at least color graded in such a way that it looks like it has a good atmosphere to it. This has science fiction, fantasy, horror, all sorts of genres according to Letterboxd. And I don't know much else about it. Nobody that I know is in it. I don't know the director, Joel Novoa Schneider. Said science fiction thriller on the back. Looks atmospheric, looks good enough. We'll give it a shot. These I all got for 80 cents, by the way, guys. Next up, we have Wildling. Wildling, it says on the back, Room meets the Beast Within. So not The Room, but Room, that movie that came out a few years ago. This has Liv Tyler. Again, Brad Dourif, Liv Tyler. That's somewhat promising. Brad Dourif, I don't really think just pops up in anything. I think he has to like the script to some extent. So that's promising. It's directed by Fritz Bohm. And it's in English, so yeah, it's an English-speaking film here. Scream Factory, you know, a couple of these. Okay, so that's the first Scream Factory one there. That was an easy one for me to pick up. I'm going to pick it up if it's Scream. And Sensoria, MVD Visual does good stuff sometimes too. This one is betrothed here with awards at the top. And best horror movie of the year, hands down, that. Best film award winner from a bunch of different festivals. Every apartment has a past, it says here on the back. This actually, I believe, is a Swedish film. Yes, it is a Swedish film. It is in Swedish, thank goodness, from 2015. So there you go. Sensoria. I like the cover, I like the title, and it's a Swedish film. This one is supposed to be good. It has decent reviews. Here we have a Chinese film, Three Kingdoms, directed by Daniel Lee, who directed Black Mask, the first Black Mask. Yes, I believe he directed the first. Yes, first Black Mask. The second one was directed by Tsui Hark. Resurrection of the Dragon, Three Kingdoms here. I love me a good Chinese war epic. They have a long history. This one takes place in 228 AD. It says a time when China was plagued by constant war, divided amongst three kingdoms, a hero would arise. Sounds good to me. I love these sorts of Chinese epics for sure. Next up, we have a really cool one. Not the coolest. I'm saving the coolest for last here. But a Paul Mooney film. The Life of Émile Zola. Zola was a French writer. I've not read any Zola. I have to be honest. I have some in the collection, but I've yet to read anything by Zola. This is an early Hollywood biography here. And yeah, it looks like Paul Mooney plays the titular character. And I don't know much about the man's life. I don't know much about his works. I know he was French. That's about it. And I know I own some of his books. So that is The Life of Émile Zola. This one was cool to find, especially for under $1. Perfect shape. And last, but certainly not least, let me get this sticker off. The slipcover has seen better days. It looks like it's been water damaged, maybe at some point. But that's okay. The disc is flawless, and it came with the tiniest of dried up leaves. Look at that. Look at the little leaf. It's a leaf. It's a tiny little fig leaf. Anyway, sorry guys. I just noticed this little leaf was just chilling in there. I'm going to save that for later. The film is The 14 Amazons. This is so cool to find. This is about a $15 or $20 DVD, too. 1972, so pretty early Shaw Brothers. This one follows 14 what looks like female martial artists. Maybe they're going after the Amazons, like the historical / mythological Amazons, the warrior women from the forest. And yeah, this is 1972, so again, super early. Directed by Ching Xiao-tung. He did Shaolin Soccer, House of Flying Daggers. Wait a sec. No. Oh, action director. Okay, so he did the action directing on Shaolin Soccer and House of Flying Daggers. Wow. So that means he was working for quite some time. That's like 30, 40 years in the business. So really happy to find The 14 Amazons. This is one I've been looking for, and it's a legit good release by Celestial Pictures. Shaw Brothers. Cannot go wrong with that, folks. All right, we're going to take a sip. And we're going to take a look at the packages. Yay! All right, one at a time. We've got 6 packages total. I'm going to do these not in any particular order. We're just going to crack right into them. I hope everybody is doing well today and enjoying the live stream. If you're catching it on the rebound, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and the little bell for notifications if you want to see more live streams like it. We're doing at least one a week. these days. I'm going to try to fit in 2 a week. I think last week I had 2. I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow to catch up on some of the horror stuff. All right, first up, let's see what it is. Oh, yeah. All right, so we have Yoshiaki Kawajiri directing Goku Midnight Eye. Goku Midnight Eye is a set of 2 films, 2 OVAs that are 45 minutes apiece. So it equates to around 90 minutes, a little over 90 minutes. This is a really cool film noir, Blade Runner inspired detective story set in a cyberpunk, pseudo-futuristic future. It's very cool. It's got some awesome imagery. Yoshiaki Kawajiri is, in my opinion, one of the great action anime directors. He did Ninja Scroll, most famously. Goku is no slouch. This has great action when it's there. It's not all action all the time. It is a bit slower of a paced kind of film noir sort of thing. But when the action comes, it is there, and it is awesome. That is Goku, the Midnight Eye. I'll just read a little bit of the back here. Goku lives by a simple rule: never get involved with women. But as a private detective in a futuristic Tokyo city, that's easier said than done. Kawajiri, and written by Buichi Terasawa, who actually wrote Space Avenger Cobra, another one of my favorite anime films of all time. This classic anime features a pair of stories that delve into a sleek and sexy world filled with deadly cyborgs and alluring demons. Goku's cases take him into the heart of danger. You get the point. That's why I love this stuff. It blends fantasy, science fiction, horror, cyberpunk, action all together. This is the type of anime that I love. I miss 45-minute OVAs. You get in, you get out, you move on. None of this 10,000 episode fucking One Piece whatever. Naruto. Have you seen Naruto? It's like, no, sorry, I don't have fucking 1,000 hours to spend watching Naruto and Inuyasha and Bleach and Dragon Ball Z. These things just go on and on and on, and they never end. I miss the days of anime feature films, anime OVAs, short anime pieces that tell a full story. I'm old now, I know. Get off my lawn, kids. Get off my lawn. Next up, yeah, believe that's me. Oh, yeah. Appleseed with Biriarius and Danon. Danon. I always forget how to pronounce her name. Appleseed is based on a series of manga, which I actually have in my collection. They're really, really well drawn. Great story. It's about cops in a futuristic Tokyo. Again, futuristic Tokyo. Cops taking down bad guys, taking down mecha action sequences. And yeah, again, I'll read a little bit of the back here for you. It says, urban combat in the city of dreams. This is kind of reminiscent of Pat Labor, but a little bit more techie, a little bit more science fiction, and deals with the relationship between Briarios, this little bunny mecha here, and Danon. Or Dunin. Danon. Let's see how they spell it on the back. Let's see. The finest officers. It doesn't say their names on the back. After the devastation of World War III, the scattered governments of the world construct the perfect city administered by perfect biodroids, artificially created half-human, half-robot. So you could tell the kind of stuff that I'm into, kind of Ghost in the Shell. And it's, some of its human population have had enough. A dedicated band of terrorists plot to destroy Gaia, which is this new sort of neo-Tokyo that is rebuilt after World War III. And it's almost this like kind of smart city that keeps tabs on everybody. It's kind of a surveillance state. The central computer, let's see, restore freedom to mankind. Yeah, so a dedicated band of terrorists plot to destroy Gaia, the central computer, and restore freedom to mankind. After a daring raid of a high-security facility, they have the weapons and information they need to complete their mission, including the key to end Gaia. Will they be stopped? That's where these two come in, and they're not sure if what they're doing is quite the right thing. This is, again, the first OVA that came out from 1988, the original 88 OVA here. It's very short. It's only 65 minutes, but it's well worth it. I sold the DVD off. I got this for close to nothing. So if you guys like this one, this is the only hand-drawn one. There's Appleseed, Appleseed Ex Machina, Appleseed 04, Appleseed Ex Machina, and there's another Appleseed. I think there's 3 feature films and then the OVA here. It's a great series with great action. what's his name? Shinji Mikami, I think, directs some of the later Appleseed ones. And he's famous for his mecha designs, or is it Shinji Aramaki? Sorry, Shinji Aramaki. Shinji Mikami is video games. Shinji Aramaki. I believe he had something to do with the later films. So, all right, next up, this one. This one is not new and sealed, but that's okay. It's from Discotek. All of these are, I believe, from Discotek, because they're pretty much the ones who do the best work. All right, this one has newly commissioned artwork, which I will be swapping out because it has the original artwork right there, which I prefer, which is nice to see. The film is Project A-ko. With a woman who's bitter for a set of reasons that I'm not even going to get into. It's sort of a love triangle between these sisters, or these three female characters, not sisters, that would be fucking weird. Japan's weird, but not that weird. Between these three schoolgirl friends. And yeah, it's just an awesome alien invasion movie, really is what it is, with these schoolgirls kicking ass, and really started the magical girl subgenre in anime. Manga, I'm sure it was there a long time before Project A-ko. This was probably based on a manga, but in terms of anime, this is the one that kind of started that aesthetic that we've all grown to know and love. Next up, we have Genocyber. Genocyber is one that I've yet to see, I gotta be honest. This is a mecha, demonic, cyberpunk kind of thing, like the rest of the movies I've been talking about here. But this is 5 episodes, and it is standard definition. That's okay. I sold off my DVD for like $45. It's up for right now. It'll probably sell at around 40. But this is the complete series. It's 5 episodes, again, on one disc. They are standard definition. It's about 2.5 hours worth of OVAs. Japanese language. It's got an English dub as well. I'll read the plot because I don't know the plot of this one. The Genocyber, a nightmarish combination of cybernetics and psychic potential. As the nations of the world begin to merge their armies into one international force, world peace is now being threatened by the private armies of individual corporations. The Japanese Kuryu group may have discovered the one weapon which will tip the world in their favor. So as you can see, a lot of these films are tackling the same issues. You know, we blow ourselves up, then we rebuild, and it's a surveillance state, and there are terrorist groups trying to take down this state, and etc. Angel Cop is even like this, but Genocyber seems to fit right into that category, which is cool. So I will be checking that one out some point. Oh, next up we have Street Fighter 2, the animated film. I am so happy to now own this on Blu-ray. There was a time where it was really hard to get, but I think they reprinted it. Of course, Capcom Street Fighter 2 is one of the great fighting games of all time. A game that even I enjoy, and I'm not a huge fighter fan. But this is the collector's edition by Discotek. This is awesome. If you guys like anime, you'll like this. But if you like anime and Street Fighter, you'll love this. This really is a vignette, has vignettes for each little character, and they all sort of come together at certain points. It's got all the characters we know and love. And also in the first 10 minutes, it has Chun-Li taking a shower naked. So they knew what the fans wanted. Chun-Li naked. So that is the sole reason why I now own this. No, I'm just kidding. I love this movie. I love the action. I love the music. I love the character design, the artwork. Everything is just so clean with this movie. One of the best video game movies of all time, live action or animated. And last but not least, my brother is calling me, so I actually have to call him back. But that's fine because this video will be ending shortly. We'll be doing a longer one tomorrow. Ooh, that's no bueno. We have Dalos. Dalos is Mamoru Oshii's original, the first thing he ever directed, if I'm not mistaken. This is you could tell by the character designs there how old this is. This is early 80s, I want to say, 83. Yeah, there it is, 83. And I got to say, this one was sent to me, and it looks like it was damaged a bit, crushed a bit in transition, so I might want to return this. It might be fine. Oh, you know what? It is kind of bent. So yeah, I might try to return this one. I don't know much about Dalos. This one, again, this is more of a straight science fiction, like hard science fiction. This one looks like it takes place in outer space on different planets. It says, young man out of Monopolis, a sprawling miners colony on the lunar surface. His people mine helium-3 and other essentials for the Earth. Kind of sounds like Blade Runner there. But in the late 21st century, Earth's resources are depleted and the planetary government has resorted to authoritarian rule to get what they want. Again, you could tell all of these films are in the same thematic milieu. And I'm sure it's based off, listen, after World War II, after we bombed Japan to oblivion and killed tons of innocent people and crippled them and caused them to surrender, we started an occupation in Japan to help implement a cultural revolution, essentially, to shake the Japanese from the yoke of the Bushido Code, which had gotten them in the late 1800s into a very nationalistic and conservative mindset. And I'm not saying these things are good or bad. This is just history. I'm just giving you guys facts. And a lot of these films that we're talking about here reflect that sort of trauma from the generations of the sons and daughters who came from the people that experienced all of that, the bombs dropping, and etc. So a lot of this comes from that sort of backdrop, thematically speaking. So I'm so happy to own this nice stack of anime Blu-rays here. I'm selling off all of these DVDs. I'm going to be making more money than I spent, so which is excellent. And I have more stuff coming. We'll be doing more unboxing videos. Again, I'm selling, now that I have a new job, I'm selling off DVDs that are worth more than the Blu-rays and picking up the Blu-rays, so it's no-brainer for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. It was a short one, but tomorrow we're going to do at least an hour and a half to 2 hours to talking about horror stuff in my horror collection. The Blu-ray overview, of course. So I want to thank you all for checking in. If you are enjoying this live stream, have enjoyed this live stream, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more live streams like it, hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notificaciones, and it'll notify you when I go live, which is every Monday and sometimes Tuesday or Thursday. So I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Bored Cyborg is out. Peace!